Project cash, initial cash versus owner cash. Okay. I'm going to have to read from the screen rather than put on my glasses here. Wow. Is this one question? What time is it, by the way? 3, it's time?
And that's what it said at the end of that.
Okay, if you want to hang around, hang around. I'll finish it. If you want to go, go. Okay, project cash. Look, we advise our clients to remove all owner cash for their initial audit. We have taken an approach on prior audits of only reporting the initial balance sheet, the cash generated after completing the statement of cash flows. Basically, we have set beginning cash to 0. Whatever cash increase during the, was reported from the cash flow was what we proposed originally to make project cash that amount. Generally, this results in a decrease to cash and an adjustment to opening equity. We do not show this as an initial period distribution. It was our understanding HUD is only interested in project cash. Is our approach correct? Okay, I don't know. But let me just say this. I would probably take personally a different approach where I would say this. As development occurs and you begin to take money into the project, you never put money into the project. It's always entity cash. When you need it, you put it into the project, it's spent. However, the minute occupancy begins, and it's almost always going to begin before cert happens, that money is project cash clearly. So that bothers me here. I don't know what cash that really is. But cash came from rental operations was project cash, no questions asked. Now money spent to support rental operations was project cash. So what I would typically say is you set aside all this cash as entity cash or construction cash, whatever you want to call it, and you only put money into the project as you need it. Project cash coming in from rental is project cash. When the cert happens, I've got project cash and I have entity cash. And if entity cash, if the partners want their cash back out, they can take it at any time because it's always been entity cash. It never came to the project. I'm bothered by the adjustments in equity. I don't, equity can be there at that point, and if we distribute that entity cash, equity goes down anyway. The key thing is, though, it's entity cash. So how you handle that, though, the only thing that really bothered me here was setting cash at 0 and doing all this adjustment. Look, project cash with rental operations was project cash to start with. And so readjusting back at some number, if you can calculate to that number and prove it, that's fine. But we just like to say project entity cash is construction cash, and it never, make sure they're just kept separate from the very inception of this, and they cross the line when you put them into project operating cash. Because the key is just trying to, that first submission, making sure people understood what should and shouldn't have happened over there. Yeah. But, 6 months can be a long time for a teenager. Yeah, I mean, you would get it out in 6 months anyway, in theory. But let's say if I was on a not-for-profit that wasn't going to get a distribution, I'd want it all segregated in entity cash from the start.